been 9 years old. I've gone to summer camp in New York. The older kids at camp hook up, and for those of you here over the age of 20, hooking up is just making out and then basically saying we had sex. So let me clarify, since it's basically the same thing as adults. So one night at this camp, I got in trouble for being out past curfew. The counselors thought I was waiting for a boy. It's really funny to me that people think I can attract boys. So I'm a Boca girl, but I have real problems too. All these girls in my grade are getting new Range Rovers for their 16th birthdays. All I'm getting is a used Range Rover, not even certified pre-owned. Ugh, guys, people in my grade are getting Louis Vuitton bags for Hanukkah. Don't worry, guys, I'm not like that. I only have the clutch. I have a quick question for you guys. What came first, Reader's Digest or the colonoscopy? If diamonds are a girl's best friend, my best friend is missing. So there was this kid in my biology class last year, and he always had his hand down his pants. So I said, I get that biology is the study of life, but can someone tell the kid to study his life somewhere else? What's the point of being friends with benefits when you're 12? When I'm sad and upset, I think of all the people in this world that still wear Crocs. It's so tragic. Gas is getting so expensive these days. Good thing I don't pay for it. In my opinion, school is so much harder than work. But then again, I've never worked a day in my life. Being in high school sucks. I'm young, I don't have to work, and I don't have to pay for myself. Parents send their kids to private schools to teach them the difference between the rich kids and the rich kids. Sometimes I wear band shirts even if I don't listen to the band. Someone will be like, "Hey Hannah, what's your favorite Grateful Dead song?" And I'll be like, "Don't Stop Believin' is my jam." I've always thought that rum and Coke was a weird combination, and then I realized they were talking about Coca-Cola. People tend to drink champagne when they celebrate, but other people drink champagne when they can't find any other alcohol in their cabinet. Like people in my family. If I get excited from buying a new calculator, imagine what ecstasy will do to me.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Teenagers and adults handle alcohol differently. Teenagers use it to drown their sorrows, and parents use it to drown their kids. The only fun things you're allowed to do in Boca are eat and drink, and I'm only legally allowed to do one of those things. Helping my brother with math is like helping a blind person cross the street. I'm thankful for my dog for always eating my food when I'm not looking. She knows the nicest ways of telling me I'm fat. Carrots are the worst vegetable. No, vegetables are the worst vegetable. Guys, look, constipation is a serious issue. If you feel clogged, see someone. It could really change what comes out later. I get why people think the pork treatment of animals is wrong. But I think a little abuse gives the meat more flavor. If I ever want to empathize with a 46-year-old man, I'll just eat Hooters wings inside of a Corvette. I think we could convert a lot of people to Judaism if we just lifted that stupid ban on bacon. Jamba Juice tries so hard to be healthy, but just because you order a kale smoothie doesn't mean that there isn't a tablespoon of diabetes in it. My favorite Saturday night activity is eating Mexican food, and my least favorite activity is Sunday. Obesity is like a tragedy these days. People are just getting fatter. It's really sad. But question, do any of you have some cookies? Whoever said that laughter is the best medicine has never had food poisoning. Nope, no they haven't. My mom always seems to know what's wrong with her. She'll say, "I broke my ankle," and I'll be like, "No mom, you're an alcoholic." People always tell me I look like my little brother, and I say, "Thanks! Who doesn't want to look like a 14-year-old boy?" It must suck getting older. Someone called my mom a MILF last week, and she got excited. The Black Eyed Peas need to change their name to 2.5 Black Eyed Peas with 1 Hispanic bee. Have any of you realized that Virgin Mobile sounds like a human trafficking company? I think that Sprint has the capability to be a great phone company if they start giving me phone service. You know, guys, Alzheimer's is a serious disease, but there's a bright side. At least they can buy themselves their own birthday gifts. Steve Jobs was an amazing guy. He helped all of us realize that we can't afford nice things. And speaking of technology, I mean, there's so much great technology out there now. What would I do without floppy disks? And I realized that YouTube is a website where people post their talents that they actually don't have. So girls usually rip their hair out over a boy, and the boy always loses because his date is bald. I just got my driver's license. Driving on the left side of the road is super easy. I consider myself a very outgoing person. I have one friend named Grandma and another friend named Mom. It doesn't seem that hard to be president. You just can't go on parades in the middle of the afternoon. It's weird to think that in just 2 years I'll be an adult. So does that mean I have to start buying taxes, or how does that work? What's a credit score, and can it help me lose weight? My best friend recently went to go see a medium. I was super jealous. I used to wear a medium. I'm an 80-year-old woman inside of a 16-year-old's body. Last year, I had hip surgery. I was on the track and field team at my high school, and when I hurt my hip, I was genuinely in pain. Prior to getting injured, I was pretty good at faking my injuries. I'd be like, "Oh, coach, my ankle hurts because I have a rare disease from Kenya that has gone through my family for many years. It is the tribe of my people that sing to the Jewish gods to heal my flailing limb. Though I will quest from the sidelines and mourn the pathways crossed by my brethren. Be well, be well." But when I hurt my hip, I was like, So, I'm not a doctor. I don't have a degree or anything, but I'm pretty sure that physical therapy is bullshit. Because when your doctor doesn't know what's wrong with you, he sends you to an overpriced personal trainer. Does this hurt? Yes. Does this hurt? Yes. Does this hurt? That's the same thing as the first thing. Still hurts? My doctor couldn't figure out my injury, so he sent me to a hip specialist. And out of all the questions I had in meeting my hip specialist, the most important one to me was, is he hot? It's hard being 15 with hip issues, because all my friends have foot problems, or tendon issues, or abortions. They can't relate to me. My walker's missing a tennis ball. And both my parents told me, "Hannah, you'll be fine." And this is why parents are liars. They're lying for good. Don't get me wrong. And they mean well, but they have no medical training and no idea what they're talking about. Liars. A hip surgeon's waiting room is filled with the type of people you'd expect it to be filled with. Geriatrics with their Haitians. It's also filled with boring magazines that no one cares for, like Reader's Digest, Time, and I don't know, Crohn's Daily. So then I meet my hip specialist, and out of all the questions he asked me, the weirdest one was, "Are there any specific activities that hurt your hip?" My parents in the room, and it's just uncomfortable, because the only activity I wanted to do was with him. So then I had the surgery, and I finally completed my transformation into a Boca Raton resident. I wasn't able to use crutches, so I used a walker. Every Wednesday, I played mahjong with my country club friends. The issue was that I started to act so much like an old person that I would stop random people on the street to show them pictures of my grandkids. I would start saying things like, "I remember the good old days," but it was weird because I was referring to like Obama's first term. There was this one time I needed bras, so my mom took me to the mall. And all throughout the mall, I was hit with sympathetic looks from Boca people. "Oh my God, look at the cripple, it's so sad. She's taking up my room to walk." Yeah, well, I'm not afraid to say that I got 99 problems, and a hip is one. So I needed bras, so I went in Victoria's Secret, and there should have been a system before we got there. Because my mom and I had a system 10 years ago when I was 5. Now it's just uncomfortable. And I was in a room full of fat people. Don't get me wrong, everyone was crying in Victoria's Secret. I was just the only one crying from legitimate pain. Look guys, I don't want any of you to feel bad for me. I'm fine, my hip is better. I just want you all to realize how important it is to not exercise. Thank you, I'm Hannah Petosa.
16 years old. Come on, guys. Hannah Petosa. Hannah, you've been writing. Jesus Christ, girl. I got a whole bunch of new shit. it. I haven't written anything in 6 years. There you go, Hannah. There you go. Hannah Petosa one more time. That takes balls, guys. 16.